going into the bathroom and seeing a full concert happening, or being put in a school project with someone that you know isn't going to do any work, or even having to navigate through the couples making out with each other in the hallways. It doesn't matter if you went to school in the hood, if you went to private school, or even Hogwarts. We've all experienced the things I'm about to talk about. Starting off with school fights. School fights are the only event that can make the entire student body teleport to one location in under 30 seconds. I don't care if you're in the bathroom, in the library, if you didn't even show up to school that day because you were sick. The second someone yells, "There's a fight happening," everyone pulls up. But it always starts with the rumor. Someone goes, "Yo, I heard Marcus and Jaden are fighting behind the gym after school." And suddenly, that information spreads faster than you can say the word Diddy. Within 10 minutes, the entire school knows. Kids are texting each other the location like it's a secret concert. The crowd starts forming like a nature documentary. One kid sees the fight starting, pulls out their phone, and suddenly 200 other people appear out of thin air. Where were they? How did they get here so fast? Nobody knows. But here's the thing about school fights. 90% of them are just two people aggressively hugging each other. That's it. Everyone's screaming like this is a UFC pay-per-view event, but really, it's just two dudes grabbing each other's shirts and shuffling in a circle going, "Bro, let go! You let go first!" Nobody's actually throwing hands. Nobody's doing anything. They're always just holding each other aggressively. Very rarely does someone actually land a clean punch. But when that does happen, the crowd absolutely loses it. People are screaming. But the best part is how the story will get retold afterwards. Because by lunch the next day, the fight has already been completely exaggerated beyond recognition. Bro, I heard Marcus picked Jaden up and slammed him through a desk. Really? Because I heard Jaden did a 360 kick into Marcus's forehead. I heard Marcus lost his pinky toe. Some people are saying Jaden's legally blind after that fight. In reality, the actual fight lasted 8 seconds, nobody fell down, and the most dramatic thing that happened was someone's shirt got stretched out. But facts don't matter when you're retelling a legendary story. No. And you may be thinking, how can people lie about these fights when literally everyone was recording them? Well, somehow, even though 100 people are filming it, not a single person is ever able to get a good video. It's like everyone recording it was looking like this person from behind the camera. But the one thing you do not want to happen is getting pulled into the fight yourself. Because I remember one time, a fight was scheduled to happen at my school, and I was front row to see it. I barely even knew the two kids who were fighting, but because all the students wanted to see a good show, someone yelled out loud, "Hey, I heard Tyler has a crush on your girl," to one of the guys fighting. Oh, whoever Tyler is, he's cooked. Wait, I'm Tyler. So now the dude fighting comes up to me and wants to fight me, but I didn't want the smoke. I'm never gonna be the one to fight. I promise you will never catch me in one of those YouTuber boxing events, unless it's against young Sheldon. So without saying anything, I just picked my backpack up, turned around, and left. I didn't care what names they called me. I was getting out of there. Then you got the teacher's intervention. That one teacher who always tries to break up the fight. This will go one of two ways. Either the teacher is successful and separates the kids from each other, or they step in at the wrong moment and catch a right hook to the face. But the second the teacher shows up, the crowd scatters like roaches when you turn the lights on. Everyone acts like they weren't just recording the fight 10 seconds ago. Fight? What fight? I was in the school bathroom. Speaking of that, school bathrooms are a different dimension, where the normal rules of society just don't apply, and literally anything can happen. I'm convinced there's a portal in there to an alternate universe, because the things I've witnessed inside school bathrooms have changed me as a person, all for the worse. But before you can even go into the bathroom, you gotta get some freaky hall pass from your teacher. So you raise your hand and go, "Can I use the restroom?" And the teacher looks at you like you just asked for their kidney. "You sure you can't wait till after class? Do you want to find out?" So she finally lets you go. But before you step out of that classroom, she says, "Wait, take this." And she basically hands you a custom pickaxe from Fortnite. Ah, perfect. This is gonna be so easy to carry while I'm trying to pee. Thanks, teacher. So you finally get the pass, but then you open the bathroom door and it's just, I don't even know what the right word is. It can be literally anything in there at all times. Like one time I walked in and it felt like I just stepped into Snoop Dogg's tour bus because it was filled with smoke and I could barely see. Kids were vaping in there like it was a competitive sport, and it smelled like how I imagined the Powerpuff Girls house would, with a hint of strawberries and mango. But the vaping isn't even the craziest part. The craziest part is the unspoken rules that everyone follows. Like the fact that if there's 5 urinals, only 3 of them are really available. If you try using those other 2, you are a sick, sick individual. And there's nothing more scary than the gap underneath the stall door, because it just makes you paranoid that someone's gonna look under, or even worse, look through the crack down the middle, all while you're taking a dookie. One of the most tragic parts of school bathrooms is how often your teacher won't let you use it. Some schools are out here treating bathroom passes like limited. Like, I had a class where we only got 3 bathroom passes per semester. Okay, that's cool. So what happens when I run out then? What's the plan there? You want me to just hold my pee for the next 4 months? Hey, Mrs. Smith, can I go to the bathroom?
No, you already used all your bathroom passes this semester. You have to wait.
Mrs. Smith, I mean no offense when I say this, but I will literally pee on the ground right now if you don't let me go. Like, if you take more than 30 seconds in there, the teacher will literally ask,
"What took so long in there?"
Maybe it's the fact that I had chili last night and I just had to leave an atomic bomb in the toilet. You think I took forever because I was walking around the rest of school, when in reality, I was fighting for my life in there. But that's the most terrifying part of the school restrooms, when you actually have to use it for its intended purposes. That's right. I'm talking about using the bathroom to go number 2. There is nothing that can prepare you for this moment. You ate something that gave you the runs last night, so even though you really didn't want to, you're forced to go poop in the school bathroom. Once the coast is clear, you run into one of the stalls, preferably the handicap one because there's more space, and try to be as quiet as possible. And then the inevitable happens. Someone walks in and you put your...
Ik wist niet hoeveel mijn auto waard was, maar toen zag ik de reclame van wijkopenauto's.be met Philippe Gilbert.
En ik vertel u graag hoe gemakkelijk het is.
Someone walks in and you put your feet up so they don't get a chance to see your shoes from underneath the stall. And you're trying to finish as quickly as possible because no one should ever have to suffer from pooing in a school bathroom. But it takes forever because the toilet paper in there is more thin than Vecna in the last season of Stranger Things. It's truly a traumatic experience. But I don't know what's more traumatic, school bathrooms or group projects. Group projects might be the most stressful part of school. I'm convinced teachers assign these just to watch us suffer. The second a teacher announces a group project, you can feel the stress levels in the room spike. Everyone's doing mental calculations. Who do I work with? Who's actually gonna do work if we're in a group together? Who's gonna ruin my GPA? It's like the Hunger Games, except instead of fighting to the death, we're fighting for a decent grade. There are 2 ways group projects can happen, and both of them are terrible. Scenario 1, the teacher lets you pick your groups. This is terrible because it just turns into a social hierarchy nightmare. The popular kids immediately form a super group while everyone else is scrambling. And if you don't have friends in that class, you're cooked, buddy. You're standing there like a kid who didn't get picked in dodgeball, except this affects your future. Scenario 2, the teacher assigns your group. When this happens, you just gotta pray. There's no other option because you absolutely know that you're gonna get paired with the kid who hasn't turned in an assignment since World War I. The same kid who thinks the mitochondria is a type of pasta. The same kid who's probably not even aware this class exists. And that's exactly what happened to me. So I got assigned to work with this kid who never, and I mean never, came to school. Like, I'm pretty sure he was a myth, an urban legend. Some people in the class didn't even know he existed. I'd heard rumors about him, but I never actually saw him. He was like Bigfoot, except instead of being in the woods, he was just not in class. And when I saw his name on my group, I immediately knew I was cooked. No chance this dude was contributing at all. 0% probability. First day of the project, I show up, ready to divide the work. He's not there. Day 2, still not there. Day 3, nowhere to be found. A full week goes by and he's radio silent. We had 25 days to complete this project and he was not there for a single one. Honestly, like, that takes commitment. So I accept my fate. I'm doing this entire project solo. I'm staying up till 2 a.m. on some nights just working on it. I've made peace with it. I'm prepared to present this entire project by myself. I've practiced my lines. I've practiced his lines. I'm ready. But presentation day arrives. I walk into class mentally prepared to solo this entire thing. And guess who walks in that door? For the first time in I don't know how long, my group project partner shows up to class. This man walks into class on presentation day, the only day he's been here pretty much all semester, and I realize we have a serious problem. We've never discussed anything about the project. He doesn't know what the topic is. He doesn't know what's on the slides. He probably doesn't even know what class this is. Why did he have to show up on this one day? And it's not like I can just present the whole thing while he's standing right there next to me. No, the teacher knows that it has to be a collaborative effort. So eventually we get called up to present and I'm sweating. He's standing next to me looking at the slides for literally the first time in his life and he says,
"Yo, nice to meet you."
Nice to meet you. Oh, yeah, nice to meet you too. It's not nice to meet you! You just ruined our whole project! Anyways, I start presenting and it's going fine. I'm delivering my parts, the class is paying attention, the teacher is nodding, and I'm just thinking, okay, you know what, I am just gonna say the whole thing, and he can just stand there next to me, nodding like he doesn't know how to speak. Maybe we can just convince the teacher that he had a sore throat and couldn't say anything. But then, after reading about 50% of the presentation, once we go on to the next slide, right as I'm about to speak, he goes,
"I got this one."
and he turns around facing directly towards the presentation, trying to figure out what to say. And he just goes,
So, as you can see from the graph,"
he pauses, actually reads the slide for a second,
and then goes, "So the numbers on the graph, they go up, and sometimes they go down, yeah."
I'm crying inside. I'm standing next to him having an out-of-body experience. And he just keeps going.
And as we can see, this connects to the thing we were talking about earlier.
What thing? We did not talk about anything earlier, lil bro. You weren't even here. The class is confused. The teacher is confused. I'm confused. He's just making stuff up at this point. Full improvisation. Finally, he finishes the slide, and I make sure that I read the rest of them from that point on. We then finish and go back to our seats. Of course, I'm traumatized. I need therapy, and the teacher asks,
Did you guys evenly contribute the work on this project?
we both look at each other. I'm thinking about the 40 hours I put into this thing, the all-nighters, the research, and I go, yeah. Because what else am I gonna gonna say, I'm not snitching, but also I'm not happy. But we get our grade back a week later, A-. We both got an A-. This man did absolutely nothing, showed up for 8 minutes, said the numbers